It's Saturday weekend, and I thought I'll share something interesting, personal as well as raw, something that will benefit you for sure. The market, this is the current situation. Every day, back and forth. Today, these are green. Next day is gonna be the flip, the opposite. The ones that are in red, BTC, Bong, whatever, they'll probably be in green. Vice versa. It's gonna keep going. But slowly, you'll see, while BTC stays at a certain level because of the ETF and all the whatever bull run narrative, BlackRock getting into it, the most of the other altcoins, meme coins, whatever you want to call it, it's gamble to some extent because some of them will go up. Everybody starts pushing. A lot of them will die, right? Why I'm saying this because slowly, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen so slow, and you'll probably get busy with life and stuff, and it's going to happen like creepy. I call it creepy crawly, right? This. All right, and you can see that slowly. If you look at Bonk, this is the current status of Bonk, right? The meme token that just came out of nowhere. Doom. That's it. If you look at this, all the way at 3 something, and then now sitting at this range. Obviously, someone bought at this range, obviously, right? And then someone sold. That's how it works. This is not the topic. Where I'm going with this. All right, let's actually come to my main point. I talked about being a Sigma male. You are probably alpha. Most of you probably follow all the alphas. And I was kind of trying to figure out like, hey, why do I see things differently? Why do I think differently? I'm a more of a lone wolf kind of thing. Like obviously it's like 4 o'clock. I wake up sometimes, most of the time 2 o'clock. I start working. It's a different mindset. I wasn't always like this. But yeah, most of my life, somewhat that's my characteristic. And things have changed based on my experiences and age and all that stuff, right? So I realized I'm actually an alpha. No, sorry, I'm not an alpha. I'm a Sigma. Yeah, there's something called Sigma. And these are the characteristics. I did a video on it. Introvert. I'm an introvert. I can't believe that. But it's true. I'm an introvert. I'm an extrovertly introvert. I can talk, but I just don't like to be in unnecessary crowds. Because the problem is, most people get turned off by the intellectual or whatever high level tech communication or whatever I talk about, I like to discuss, right? It's not the usual normie stuff. So people get kind of put off. Unless I have that kind of crowd, I'm usually an introvert. Independent, yeah. And good listeners, I believe so. But most of the people will just give you BS, so hence I have to put my headphones on. Free thinker, sure. But I'm somewhat not religious. We'll talk about that some other day. Obviously, if I don't have faith, I would be gone rogue and start scamming. Just because I have faith in God, right? And believe in the time and life and death. Hence, sure. Capable of leadership, okay? He leads but silently. Pay attention to this. He leads but silently. That's very accurate. I don't want to go through all the 14 more. Adaptability, confident, attract thinkers. Okay, better listening skills. He has his own distinctive style. I mean, that is just what it is, right? He likes silence. I agree. May lack social skills. Secure, lone wolf. Yeah, lone wolf. There you go. Adaptability. And if you pay attention and go back all the way back and check on the videos, you're like, okay, yeah. After hundreds of videos, you can see quite a bunch of signs. Now, coming back to my other thing. This is my channel. Before I take you to my donation page, no, it's chill, all right? You ain't gonna donate to me, I know. You're more interested in donating to scammers and buying their meme tokens. It's okay, no problem. But let me tell you how it benefits you, first of all. This is my website, unapologeticrebel.com. And this is my newsletter, email newsletter, which I send every week. But I haven't started yet. I have this up, and someone commented on one of my other channel, because I have another list, and said, oh man, I didn't get your welcome email. So I thought there's something broken in the system. So I don't believe this is that list. Well, this should be fine. The problem is I only have 3 people who joined in, maybe 4. I haven't checked for a while. So I'm not too sure if it's working. Maybe it's working, maybe nobody wants to join. So yeah, it's kind of confusing. When you have 3,000 subscribers, which is tiny, but I have like 3 people sign in, which is free, sign in. Free information. Yeah, free information. You're just paying through your time. And if you buy something from me, then I make some money. But if you don't buy, then I don't make money. But if you gain something, free information, and you benefit, like apply and take action, I mean, you're going to make more money then. So you can be selfish, totally fine. You can take free information and do stuff for yourself and spread it forward. Okay, no problem. But the point is, I started this. Now, second, my website, very straightforward. About Academy, I'm just going to show you just two things, okay? Resources, I don't have to. You can just go. It's just most of the tools that I personally use. Some of them are affiliate, some of them are not. 90% of the tools are what I use to do my videos and everything in my daily stuff, run my businesses, okay? So-called businesses. Academy, about. So if you go to about, what do you see? Obviously, we have my crypto channel, and you can clearly see I just found out I'm a Sigma male, right? So this actually gives you an overview of, and a lot of things are a little broken. You can see some of these are little, yeah, I need to fix quite a few things, but just an overview. And I keep talking about my podcast, which is like on season 1, explains about my story and why I think and see things differently. Long podcast, if you're interested, someday you can listen. It's on Spotify and elsewhere. But this is a place where literally you have everything about, if you're interested in AI, I have an AI channel, you can learn from it, right? These are hands-on AI stuff. Amazon influencer, Amazon affiliate marketing, if you're interested, you can learn from it, all right? And other stuff is reaction, and this is my main finance and main channel, obviously this one, right? Why I'm showing you this is because I actually love doing videos. I love crypto, I like making money, all right? Money is power. Remember this, money is power. Whatever form that is, I'm not gonna discuss that. Asset class, doesn't matter how much you hold. Money asset is power. And I really wanna have a lot of that. Not only for myself, I also want you to have it. I mean, that's a difference. That's why probably I am still at 3,000 whatever, but that's not the point. If I created a project knowing it's not gonna go anywhere, obviously I would have cashed out, I would make so much money and moved on to the next project over and over. I could have done that since the beginning. When I see something that's not working, a lot of people believe in that. Oh, this guy's gonna turn rogue sooner or later, because your channel doesn't make you money. You have to make a living, right? And hence, just because I know I have to pay my bills, how do you do this? I had to go below means, literally eat less food so I can fund my projects or the software that I run. I can't do both, because if I did both, had vacations and all that, then I have to scam. I have to rob you or do something dirty, because that's the only way most people are making money quick. Giving fake information, giving something that doesn't work, giving you a shovel so you can keep digging, selling a shovel to 1,000 people because you know the gold is somewhere lost, but you can't even give a blueprint and a shovel. Hear me out, a blueprint and a shovel. Most people are just giving you the shovel. It's not wrong. There's always this upper thing that, okay, I'm in this position now, I can teach. Because I've learned 10 years of whatever stuff I've gone through, I can now teach. Fine, you earned it. Nobody deserves, you earned it, right? But if somebody just comes out of nowhere, no background, nothing, which is happening in crypto, AI, it's very common now. Unicorn companies, people coming out, creating something which is $1 billion, and after just not even a few months, not even a year, just a few months, bankruptcy. The guy is a billionaire, founded a company within a few months, $1 billion company, he's a billionaire, but the company is bankrupt. Who lost money? Insiders, VCs, customers, retailers most, if it was public. Imagine that. I mean, this is the irony. So, of course, I had to show you the Sigma for a reason. Because I don't know why I didn't say that we don't like liars, actually. That should be one of the first ones. Yeah, don't like liars, lying over, but it makes sense to some extent, right? Capable of leadership, lead silently, adaptability, confident. That means obviously don't want people coming wasting time and all this stuff unnecessarily. So I'm not gonna waste time here again, since I mentioned no pun intended. But that's where you can understand that these are the stuff I can relate to, and I do. Okay, so why I'm doing this on my channel, because you probably watch me for crypto, finance, just to make it so-called, or stay away from some scam or whatever, I don't know, entertainment, some big grit stuff, right? You might, but that's not the only thing. All right, I'm not here. Some of you might just say, hey, what's the point of following this channel, because he's not giving any picks, not making money. I mean, picks are very easy, literally. You just have to buy low and sell high. Just ride one of these influencers, wait, because that's what they do. Top 20 altcoins, you see what I've talked about earlier to other people, they actually buy first, then they chill. And the best part, the people, all these influencers with channels, they are liquidating their bags. They're passing it on to their subscribers. Think about this for a second. Basically, they're holding. That's what he did on the previous run. Hold it for this run, then pass it over to your subscribers. I mean, you don't have to worry about that. They are always protected in a way, so-called, right? Because they offload it onto their subscribers. That's the nasty part. And then you hold back for the rest of your life, basically the subscribers, and with no direction whatsoever, because they just move on. You can ask them questions, they will never respond. Never respond to a proper question. Whether you, if you ask them on Twitter, they'll block you. Ask them on YouTube comments, removed. You can't find them. It's not like real life where you can actually have a face-to-face conversation and hold people accountable anymore. Literally, you have to go through laws, cases and this and that, jurisdiction. People are like, because of this whole modernization and globalization, so-called, right? Internet, crypto, things have come so-called close in a way that I can sit here, press a button, and scam somebody in some other part of the world. Crazy, right? If you think about it. I can literally get on the computer right now. I'm broadcasting to the whole world. I can blast it over to several places. So this is a powerful thing. This is huge. It's very powerful. But most people, sadly, it's real that there are a lot of the good people. There are a lot of good people in this world, but I don't think they take a stand or they speak up too much. That's all I can tell you. Maybe, most likely, I don't see that. They're quiet. There are billionaires who are maybe very honest, but they're just quiet. Maybe one or two, probably, but they just don't want to discuss anything in life. They just move on. But I think they should take a stand, because all the big dudes, bad dudes, are milking the system and flaunting their wealth and be like. The other day, I went through one of these CoffeeZilla covered this scammer who's hanging out now, who literally filed a bankruptcy basically, but he's flaunting his Lambos and cars. So he filed bankruptcy so he didn't have to pay off his investors and the retailers who lost money, right? File bankruptcy so they don't get any money. You, on the other hand, take the money, go somewhere else, and enjoy the lifestyle. Wow, I mean, that's the point. What I'm trying to that shows the character of the person. That dude would do anything for his, lavish lifestyle than to even think about one meal on your table. Hear me out. You see that difference? That Lambo, that 3 Lambos, probably one he probably will drive a few hours. The others will sit in the garage, collect dust, right? Deflated asset, liability. And you can eat food, one meal a day. That's real. When you get on the streets, you don't see people, you don't see the bank account numbers, you don't see all of those things. You see people driving cars, going places, maybe shopping and all that stuff, right? Holding grocery bags. But you didn't see them keying and entering the credit card number, or you didn't see the number which says negative net worth. You didn't even see the panel where it says buy now, pay later, and they were clicking on it, or like most of them, right? You don't see those things, literally. That's why we can't imagine what's going through it. My dad and mom, they have no idea. They literally, I don't know what they think about, what they listen to. I literally have no idea. I mean, at least sometimes I tell them, yeah, don't get distracted by news. But sometimes I feel you need to watch something at least than nothing at all. I mean, that's scary when you have no idea about anything. You're so religious that all you care about is just life and praying that you don't even know what's happening in this world, which is wild. I don't think any faith will tell you that. I don't believe any faith tells you leave your kids in the wild, don't do anything, just go sleep, be lazy. I don't believe that. That's just universally wrong, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? If you're whatever faith you believe, tell me if it says that. Yeah, be lazy is going to come to you, or go rob somebody. So tell me honestly, which faith tells you to do that? Unless you are totally out of the faith, which a lot of people are, atheist, then maybe you have your own belief that you have this wild world, rogue, you can scam people and all. That's what it is, right? Anyways, I don't want to be giving a pep talk anymore. Now, coming to this last, since I'm already gave you a pep talk, let me show you something else. I learned and I give back. Yeah, it's my donation page. Finally, I'm gonna chill. Let's go. Yes, I'm here. How to stop the urge to buy the next shitty course. I have a portal. I'm working on it. This is all the stuff I've been working behind the scene. And it's so hard to do so much because you don't know what's gonna work, what's gonna stick. But I'm not desperate. I'm hungry. I'm not desperate. Everything I do, I can relate to it. That's it. If I play video games, I do crypto, I do finance, I have cats. I have a cat channel. I can sell pet products. I do streaming. I can talk about the mic. I can sell product unboxing. So these are all what relates to me, and I can monetize those things. You see what I mean? So if you only do crypto and all this stuff, that's fine. But that's not like day trading. I mean, that's not like full-time job or whatever. If you have a 9-to-5 job and all that stuff, that's totally fine. I never had one. It was hard for me. Lifestyle was... But you don't want to leave something when you have kids. You need cash flow. It's very important. Let me just give you a quick thing and I'm going to end this, okay? Where I'm going with this. I have plans, billion-dollar plans, okay? Money is just, I told you, power. And I make sacrifices because for me, convenience is what matters. Having a Lambo parked outside, sitting in my 10-room apartment where I'm only spending one sitting and recording and collecting dust and somebody just cleaning up 24/7, it doesn't make sense to me. All right, but I would like to have power, and there's a difference. I told you, power in the right hand is can do like wonders. All right, and unfortunately, wrong people has it. Like, unfortunately, that's what it is. If you get on Twitter or if you get on YouTube or whatever, if you look at all the people with the verified accounts and stuff, who do you believe anymore? Like, people can now pay for it, literally. Like, yeah, anybody's verified. So that doesn't prove anything, right? But unfortunately, when you see a huge number, you just want to hold on to that. This guy's 1 million followers, he must be right. Logan Paul, the dude is being called out by the masses, yet he took down a massive amount, generations of Gen Zs and stuff. If I have cousins who literally follow this dude, they come out and say, oh my God, I love this guy, and I'll question them because I care for them as family. But I cannot touch all the other people out there, right? Like, there are a lot of moms and dads, they're worried about their kids. They're, following Logan Paul and going crazy, spending money on this colored piss water, Prime. I don't know why they would do that. But yeah, whatever makes sense. If you like it for the sake of like healthy, that's a different story. Oh no, I have to buy because he's so cool. Because, it relates to, I want to be in the culture. I'm funding his whatever. I don't want to even use that bad word now. I try my best to keep PG-13 as much as possible. But I told you it's real. I curse when it comes out. I barely make any money. And YouTube should have one easy way of doing things. Monetization. Like, oh, you know how tough it is? When you have just to make 10 cents, I have to go through like 10 checks. Did you curse? Controversial topic? Yes, no. This. I'm like, thumbnail use profanity, this. Just for 10 cents. The scammers, literally, no, not controversial. They're all PG-13 and scamming. So all they have to do is like, no. And I give the truth. Yesterday, you should have seen that, right? That telling the truth for 3 years versus scamming for 3 years. Which one gave the best result? Did you notice that? Scamming from 100,000 subscribers to 600,000 subscribers, from 100K followers to almost 700K followers, from $1 million to probably close to $1 billion scam, almost going on and more popular than ever, and making more money from sponsors and all. And then you have another lone wolf, so-called truth seeker, right? Comes out with 6 subscribers, creates videos, gets 3,000 subscribers over the same amount of time, barely shilled anything, got 0 sponsors, barely made any money, then had to pivot. Started multiple other channels because, yeah, unless I start scamming, I know it's going to be hard. So I had to take a chance and sacrifice and quite a bunch of stuff. So anyways, that's life, I guess. You got the point, right? That but still doesn't change anything. Ultimately, death, we're going to go there. They'll take their bundles with them, maybe bury with, stuff. If they don't do anything with the money, which they are not, you know this very clearly. When they're laundering, when there's like moving money around here and there, what do you think? How is it helping? They're just keeping the money at one point. They are thinking, how am I going to take out? How am I going to pay taxes? While they're doing that, there are people who can't even eat food. I mean, that's real. How do I know? That's some of the best part of life. Because I do all these things. I sell products on Amazon and stuff. When I see my sales are down, I clearly know that retail is suffering. You see what I mean? It's backed by data. When I see that some of my, not only videos, but some of the stuff not performing, this is that is, it clearly shows people are suffering. They don't have the money to spend. Yeah. And that's why, obviously, the bad dudes, they don't have any, someday I should just come and just talk about the good stuff without including any bad stuff, right? I will do that. But it's just me. Told you, this is how I am, individual, unique. I don't follow any pattern or any other whatever stuff. I just come and just give you what makes sense to me. And what makes sense to me is not just out of thin air. It's just based on actual practical stuff. All right. And I'll show you this real quick. Once you sign in here, what's my plan with this? I'll explain down the road. And I have to be very careful what I do. Once you sign in, you're going to have stuff like this. All right. You'll be able to see, I don't like to call your courses. I would say blueprints. These are going to be a really interesting one. But those of you watching this today, join my email newsletter. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to join, if you want to keep up, join. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm asking you, join. Because I will release quite a bunch of stuff Yeah, no money, dinero. I told you, this is freemium model. I will have a lot of basic, straightforward stuff, totally no cost. Because I told you, this is how I do it, freemium. There'll be some advanced versions later on, maybe, which will be a little more in depth. That'll have some price tag. So if you like my good stuff, whatever, then you like my best stuff. If you like my great stuff, you like my extra ultra good stuff. That's how it is. So yes, I will have a video, blueprint so-called, about trading. It'll be very simple, straight, based on what I've learned. No BS about how people are, staking and all that. I don't need to charge anything for that, okay? So that's why I'm doing it for so-called free, because those information should be available for free. But the main difference is I'm putting it behind a wall, keeping it organized. In simple terms, I'm not sure if this one has anything. Yeah, check this out. All right, there you go. It has something. Well, working on it. These are some of the videos here, right? I'm just testing. These are not hosted on YouTube or elsewhere. I'm hosting it somewhere else. Mega. Yeah. Maybe I'll think about some other places. But for now, this is how I'm planning to do. Simple. All right. And obviously modules, intro, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It won't be like long ones, because if I create long ones and spend 10 hours, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do for free, because it doesn't make any sense. All right. But I'll think about it. Anyways, I told you, I'm very straightforward. Now you might be like, why are you doing for free? I just explained. Freemium, if you like, because I have to build karma. I'm not one of those scamsies. They cannot come and tell you any of these what I just told you. I'm very straightforward. If you buy something from me, I get money. If you don't buy anything from me, I'm not interested. Like, I'm proud to say, this is what I do. This is how I earn. Not like hide behind some NFTs and be like, blah, blah, blah. Next time I come, I'll show you some of the pictures, okay? Of my history, of my past. And what I mean by that is, I went to school in different countries, okay? I went to high school in okay, let me keep it simple. I'm an immigrant. And I grew up in Bangladesh, just like 7. I moved to Oman. Oman is a Middle East country, all right? I went to school there, all right? Then I moved to Singapore, okay? I went to school there. I went to Bangladesh. I went to school there. So high school, middle school, I went to college in USA, right? Think about this for a second. So different lifestyles in different countries, so many roommates, so many different kinds of people, cultures, gave me quite a bunch of stuff to learn from. Yeah, I know. I have a different story, man. So what I say is just based on, I have a lot of story. I can talk all day and I haven't even started any other stories back from history. So when I see certain things, I can relate, cultural wise, language wise, or whatever you want to call it. Poverty, sure, I've seen poverty, lived it, been in it. Debt, numbers, I've made 6 figures. When all these gurus didn't even exist, like, I'll tell you this honestly, when all this, I was just researching, learning what I was not supposed to do. I got scammed, burned a few times from the top gurus. A lot of people practice. I literally even posted and exposed one dude back in the day, and that guy reached out to me on Facebook and says, hey man, can you remove it please? I have families. And I did it just for the sake of it, because he was not probably intentional. He got scammed by another big dude. Can you believe that? And that guy, let me tell you this guy, they were all in Alex Becker's same seminars. Sad story. And they have kids, but they even fall for it. This dude himself promoted Tika Tiwari's Palm Beach report for a 50% commission, when I clearly know, and I've been a victim of that as well. I don't know if you know this. I got robbed for $500. I used my credit card to buy these shares, so-called pre-IPO shares, where Tika Tiwari, Shield, Raspberry, it's like an energy drink share, company share, pre-IPO, and those dudes got sued by the SEC. They defrauded $88 million, and they got fined some $5-6 million. And who loses? We all are holding bags. That shares are just not even in the exchange anymore. I mean, it didn't even get listed in the exchanges. Think about it for a second. This is prior to crypto as well. You see what I mean? Like, just kind of same logic. Pre-IPO, pre-IDO, like IDOs, right? You buy early. So we are like, oh wow, hold on. We don't have to be a VC or any of these to participate in pre-IPO in a stock market. That's rare. Yeah, okay. $500 was like minimum. Imagine how many people put 10,000. I kid you not. I started with all the minimum stuff, all the scams, something that's fishy. I was like, okay, let's put 500. But I was desperate to put 1,000 maybe or more. But I lost it. I can't do nothing about it. Those dudes moved on. They're just milking again and again and again. So I gave them the benefit of doubt first. I'm like, okay, are they gonna scam? No. People are saying they're scammers. Some people are like, no, falling for it. Okay, let me actually be a pleb. Let actually go and try myself. And I did. So if I told you, oh, I lived in this country, I know about certain things. I grew up in a country, man. Not only lived in the country, I grew up in certain countries. So, anyways, just wanted to share my 2 cents. And yeah, it's been a while. I talked to my friends, but I'm a Habibis in Middle East. If I told you about Dubai lifestyle, I can tell you about Dubai lifestyle, like if you're really interested. But what's the point? We all have different stories. But last but not the least, America has changed a lot, man. While my cousins over here, wealthy, wealthy, man. If you want to see inequality in my, like in real, you should just look at my family. I'm not gonna lie, but just look at my family. You will see from welfare to this level, where farmlands to multiple properties, just one family. Of course, I have another family who owns this place, including a mansion and a couple of other stuff. Plus another family, doctors obviously, but what makes them do this versus others, my own family, my own mom and dad and other cousins, so different, like not interested in money, versus they are just securing properties. They even have their own graveyard, man. I mentioned, like, if you follow my channel, they even have their own graveyard. They bought like 6 or land or whatever for their own graveyard, where my aunt is buried. One of my aunts, she's buried there. I kid you not. I'll probably be buried in some public cemetery, man. Very sad, very sad. But I hope you're gonna visit my funeral. You know, like, I mean, scammer. That's one of the things I've learned, I guess. Like, who cares if people? I think I'm gonna end this video with this note and stop my pep talk. Who cares if you know? Who cares if somebody came to my birthday, right? To be honest, like, celebrate my birthday for what? But it matters though if you come to my funeral, because that shows if I've actually done something, like made an impact in someone's life or world, right? I mean, people go celebrate me for what? You celebrate my work only when you show up in my funeral. I mean, that's the only way I know, well, up there, that yeah, I at least made a difference. That's it. So anyways, like I said, I hope I got my point across, and maybe I'll just do more of these videos. I had to do this. I know this is not gonna make me money, meaning, I'll tell you another thing. I don't want to go off topic, but I wanted to do something else, because right now my focus is to make money. Very important. Okay, it is important, I told you, and hence I'm doing this couple of stuff because you might be interested in learning and picking up that skill. Whatever, you might pick up that Amazon skill you wanted. You're like, yeah, I have a 9 to 5, I also make some money by trading, but I want to pick up that skill. I don't know, I'm just saying, you might like, oh, this doesn't sound that crazy. If this guy can make it, sure, I can. Hence, you might just get into that whatever blueprint, learn, and that's it. You get the point? And ask yourself, if I made the blueprint so shitty, why would you even buy anything from me? I mean, that's my confidence in my skill and my work. And if it's so bad, then I have to improve. But I know that it's based on my work. It's based on real life. If it was based on what these scammers are doing, LEO or whatever, because they don't know what they're creating. Like, I mean, they're just creating first and thinking, okay, we will figure out later. That's a totally different level. But I did the work, and I'm still doing, while I'm making it easy for others. Like, oh, don't do this mistake. If you do this, you get banned. Do this, you get suspended. I'm actually saving you so much time. Only if my mom knew this, I kid you not. That's why I'm so, like, I have this issue with my family. And I also tell you, if you're a mom, if you're a parent, that care for your kids, because if you believe in the future, you should believe in the future. I mean, they're your future. If you don't take care of them, how can they take care of you? Right? I mean, it's very important. A lot of people don't understand. Like, they just lose this. My mom literally was like, yeah, you do yours. This is how my mom used to behave. Well, even right now, you do yours. We are fine. You do yours. And you know how the rich relative, my mom's sister, same sister, she's a psychiatrist. You know how she behaves? She's probably not the best with everybody in the world. She's best with her kids. You know how? Not just with acting and behaving. That's just rubbish. She's probably not so good in that. But you know how? She has secured their future, bought lands. That's called real love. I'll tell you this. That's called true love. Just with words and stuff. And I'm not saying that everybody's entitled to all this thing. But if somebody could do something, don't just sit down and just be like, oh yeah, you do yours. Because they assume that in the future, you'll have some more better opportunity. But they're forgetting that we started from World War One, World War Two, and that history. You should learn something from history. So I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to teach the parents or they're supposed to teach me. You know what I mean? I guess that's why I am what I am, because I guess God makes some people like that and be like, oh wow, okay, this guy needs to teach his parents first, and maybe he needs to teach his kids and his other generations, because or else everybody's going wasted. Yeah, I mean, how am I gonna learn if my own parents are totally on the totally different track, right? If I want to make billion and they want to live on welfare, how the fuck does it's totally not in a level. It's just out of the blue moon, right? And now you're like, okay, billion. Yeah, man, why not? What's wrong with the billion? I just have to convince 1 million people to give me $1,000. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's $1 billion. Anyways, I mean, that's a hard work, but it's a long journey. And I can only do that if I can alleviate 1 million people's journey. If you remember in the last video, I said, can I get 1 million people, like truth seekers? So if I can elevate their lifestyle by making sacrifices in my life for the last 10 years or whatever, right? I'm just saying, right? And then realizing, going through the pain, lose the weight, 40, 50 pounds, and tell you how to lose the weight, actually. You were like, no, you lost, it's a water weight. Well, I can show you how I lost it. I mean, you don't have to like believe somebody. I don't have a six-pack, so I can't teach you how to get a six-pack. But I used to be like I said, I used to be very skinny, Bruce Lee, that was always my stuff, right? But then I became fat, obese, not obese, but I gained a lot because I was to drink. I fought to do DUIs, right? Jail. I had a arm, they put me on a thingy, arm bracelet, man, like on my leg for 6 months, and they charged me $10 a day. You know, when I was going through all this shit, while this crypto 2017 and 16, while these dudes were milking and that era, I didn't even, you know, I was going through a lot of shit, court cases, this and that, unnecessary shit. Not that I robbed anybody. DUI is one of the only thing you can imagine. You go to jail, which, I'm going on off topic, but yeah, let me finish it off. DUI is one of the only few things that you can imagine that you can go to jail for something like, well, unless you deliberately crash the car and kill somebody, it's a different story. But imagine you get caught up because you are messed up in life because of certain issues in your life. So it's not like you went to harm somebody or you stole something from somebody and then you went to jail. I think that's the most least offense in a way. You get the point? That will give you a tour to the jail so you can understand how it looks like, whatever. I was even put in isolation. You know why? Because they found it's so rigged. And if I told you, I have all this in my podcast, go check it out. It's so rigged. And I'm going to end this with this. Maybe I'll continue some other time if you're interested. All right. There was a pre-trial back and forth. I think this was my second one. Pre-trial. All right. This lady officer, so-called, I'll tell you how rigged it is. Okay. This officer. So she, for whatever reason, I think she was mad or whatever, her personal agenda. I had to attend report every week. Just attend because I'm a pre-trial and I have this on my leg. Every week I have to report to her, sign a paper, and she put me on a drug test. Okay, every week, every random time they will call me. I have to go pee, give the drug test. All right, I've done that, and I used to get on CBD, THC, marijuana. Like I said, I don't want to get. These are like long topics, man. This whole PG-13 is not PG-13 anymore. This is the crazy part. If you take CBD, at that time, obviously I had to drop everything because of DUI and all this stuff. But the thing is, CBD, it was legal, and it's still legal now, federally legal. But that time it was legal in my state, Virginia, right? CBD, let me tell you this. Oh my goodness. CBD, if you take too much of it, you get THC in your body, all right? To some extent. Yeah, it does. You can smoke. You will get THC. You will get what that means is you'll test positive. Depending on how much you take, because there's a NG, I forgot the name, the unit. NG is something. It measures, okay? 1,000 is like very high, 5,000 extreme high, 500 all low. So if you have CBD, it'll probably give you the lower end, and it's very clear. And if you smoked a long time back, it's gonna give you much lower. All right. So she put me on this. One day, I tested positive because I'm very proud. I'm going every day, happy. Let's go because I didn't do anything. When you don't do anything, why would you care, right? You're positive, like you're happy. Okay, go. You piss, yeah, positive. Okay, I'm good. Positive as in like I'm positive mind. Then they call me, and he's like, hey, come in. Yeah, you just tested positive for THC. What? I didn't take any THC. I mean CBD. No, Yeah, but discuss this with your officer. What? Okay. Then what I did was I emailed her. Oh my god, I still remember those dirty, nasty days. I emailed her. I'm like, hey, listen, this is CBD. CBD is legal. How am I supposed to be blah 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 blah? She said, I don't know. You're not supposed to email me. You can explain that in the court to the judge. While I was on pre-trial, she wants to put me in more trouble by saying that I tested this, blah blah blah, right? Never mind. So after 2 weeks or a month, I find out she quit. She got laid off or she quit. I don't know. Whatever that is. My case was forwarded to this other guy. This guy was an amazing gentleman. Okay, he was probably in his 60s. He was a fantastic guy. Like, forgot his name. Mr. Steve. He was a good guy. White beard. He looked like He looks like this KFC's colonial man. A little bit. He was a cool guy. He pulled me in. He was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You see this paper? Did you read this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did, but maybe I missed something, or maybe, because when you're in these issues, you don't care quite about stuff." He says, "I don't know why she put you on a drug test. You're not supposed to be on a drug test. I mean, you're just a pre-trial. Just come and go." What? I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know why she did that." I'm like, "Whoa. So what does it mean?" It means, yeah, if you had any issues with whatever tested positive, it doesn't matter anymore because you're not supposed. So what is this BS? Like, you put me in a loop, you give me more fear just for your personal agenda, for BS. You see what I mean? And this is not just the only one. I'll tell you a lot more if you're interested. And I explain quite a bunch on my podcast. But I'm going to give you a little bit of clips, little by little, some of the weirdest experience in my life and how the system is made to take advantage of you. I'll tell you. I'm not kidding. If I told you about how the ASAP classes work, oh my God. They even tested me positive on some other stuff. Anyway, that's my pep talk for the 36 minutes. Just want to share my, everything out there. But right now I'm clean though. I have my license back. I have everything straight. I haven't drank for a year, not because of DUI. If you even learn, that was like 5 years back, but if you even learn my story, the whole thing, you'll be surprised that how this world is so carried away with this tiny shit like DUI, he's drinking too much, and forgetting about the main thing. Those are just a tiny distraction. Instead of saying, most parents will be like, "Oh, my son is drinking too much." Instead of focusing on that, how about you focus on what is it doing to make it, what is it doing to save money or grow money or get generational wealth? Nobody discusses money. Nobody discusses any of that. Oh, he's gone rogue. He's not making money. He has no kids. He has no this. Bro, let's discuss making money. It should be compulsory in every religion. It should be stamped, man. Discuss about making money and not losing money. That's actually Jewish principle. I'm Islamic, well, according to faith, but Jewish principle. Make money and save money. They teach you to make and protect money. I was reading this thing, watching this video that day, and they had this blueprint. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Every human should follow that. Like, literally. It's genius. They learn how to make money. It's literally said in their way. And then it's taught how to protect that money, which is the most important thing, which I tell you, right? So it's real. Because if you make money and don't protect, and that reminds me of my cousins. They're doing the same thing. They probably have trust and my cousins have no clue. They're clueless that they probably have millions of dollars sitting in the bank. One of my other cousin, whose dad is in Florida with multiple properties and stuff, she literally said, yeah, my dad, she had like 3 cousins, right? 3 daughters. They're like, oh, my dad just left me a bunch of properties and a couple of $1 million in my bank account. What am I going to do with my job right now? I'm going to go to college. She's going to college. She's trying to figure out that stuff. I'm like, yeah, maybe I can just hold a few, $50,000 and pay off my debt. Maybe, who knows? I mean, she has money sitting in her bank and I can just pay my debt. And she doesn't know what to do. And I don't know how to stop my videos. All right. Take it easy, guys. I'm out. And thanks for listening, okay? Remember this, okay? You're not alone. But be alone here, like in a way, but you're not alone, all right? Okay, I'm out.